So, hello everybody, welcome back. So, right now I'm going to talk to you about a thing that is making everybody panic, and I think that the people that are panicking for the wrong reasons, or maybe they are looking at the wrong direction, or maybe I do not know. So, I'm going to try to explain this the best as I can. And I'm going to tell you the way out kind of thing. And I hope this information is helpful. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not, I'm not, in the position of telling anyone what to do. However, I am going to tell you where things are going, because I think that we need to do something about it. And I mean we as in virtually everyone, or at least 20% of the population, because otherwise we are going to be in a extinct kind of thing going on because of money and our relationship with money. So before I continue, I wanted to remind you that down below is my email in case that you want to help me out. You can do that by sending an Amazon gift card or the PayPal account or the Amazon wishlist that I have a couple of videos on this channel. Or, you can take a look at my books in Gumroad. And thank you very much for everything, for the support. And as a reminder, I do have the comments off because every time that I have seen financial topics on YouTube, everyone that is in this platform or something, they keep saying that there are boots that are promoting certain things or like gold or silver or whatever. And like I have told you in all of my videos, I am a teacher, meaning my job is to try to make you think for yourself. My job is not to tell you the answer, and my job is not telling you what the hell you're supposed to be doing. Because quite frankly, sometimes teachers actually learn from students. Because if I know a way of doing something, and I'm telling you how and why and whatever, and then based upon that, you come up with a new idea or something, and then you come up with a new way. Oh hell, I'm learning from you. So, hell no. I am a teacher, and the reason for that is because I want to learn and I want to share my experiences, which is that experiences, meaning mine, meaning they are biased, they are mine. And I can tell you right now that not everyone will think the same. And this is going to be a huge division, because the people that do not think like one way or another one, we are going to divide the world into two, basically. The world, and I do mean the world. I'm not talking about your country, just your country or whatever. And this is going to go nuts at this point. And I can tell you that, oh hell, I'm hoping that I'm wrong, but I can tell you that this may be in war. So anyway, so here I go. So right now, you know that there is an economic plan from China to take over the world and basically control absolutely everything in the entire planet. I can tell you right now that they haven't been able to do anything because they have a hell of a lot of opposition from huge countries like Russia and the United States and other countries in Europe or whatever. And however, they have been copying each person that they see in terms of technology and other things, and they have improved several things. And now they come up with their own currency, which they are going to launch, and they're going to make it as in national currency, but they're going to make it crypto. So what does that mean? Well, it means that basically, let's see, now you're using debit cards for everything, right? In Japan, they don't use necessarily that for everything, but they do have cash, meaning Japan has the same system, except for the fact that it's not crypto. When you go to a Japanese store, all you have to do is show up your cell phone in front of the machine and then it will work, right? So the Japanese version is way, way, way better. However, now that China is doing it, they came up with a new plan for the same system. So this is not new. If you're thinking the cryptocurrency of China is different, whatever, oh, hell no, it's not. The reason for this is because Japanese people did it before them, except for the fact that Japanese people don't care about, making their system, the entire planet system or whatever. They care about themselves and they care about prospering their own people, and they care only about that. They don't care about the rest of the planet because they have learned the lesson. They are the ones that are growing up. We are the ones that are growing down. So the rest of the planet is thinking that China is now using their cell phone to have their money, and then I'm kind of like, I'm sorry, Japan already has that. I mean, come on, it's Japan. Japan is like another new freaking level of the universe kind of thing. So then you're kind of like, it's different. Of course it's different. I'm not saying that it's exactly the same thing or whatever. I'm saying that it's the same kind of idea. The idea is that, the Japanese people have an idea that says, okay, I want things to make easier and forever, so I'm just going to use my cell phone to pay, to do anything and whatever. Here's the deal though. The Japanese government does not have access to your money. Meaning that, you use change of locations. Sorry for the interruption. Thank you for the understanding. And here I continue. So I was saying to you that it's the same system. Only the Japanese is better because, they don't control the money. Meaning, they are not printing money. The Japanese people, they have the same access to that system. But the government cannot print money without changing everything. So basically, this gives them control over nothing. Over the money of the Japanese people? Oh, hell no. Because the money is in the banks. And if the Japanese people were to the banks and they were to withdraw everything, then they will be broke. Because they will have absolutely nothing. However, the Chinese system is different. The Chinese system is kind of like the Venezuelan one. So let me explain this. In the small scale right now, they have tested this in my country. Not in the crypto part or the cell phone part, because that part, I have told you before, this doesn't work because we don't have that much access to internet or whatever. However, money that is given by the government is being just edited by coding. It's not being made. It is artificial. So let me explain this. Let's say that the government right now has a problem because, they don't have enough money to pay for a repair that somebody did. So what they do is they go and tell the computer guy, pay him. And then that money appears from nowhere. Virtually, that's what it is. Okay? So what do you think happens when everyone has money that nobody created? Yeah, I can tell you right now that this means inflation, hyperinflation, and it also means a hell of a lot of power in the government. Because now they don't have to go through the banks. They don't have to go through printing money. And it also is a tool for control, because if you do not have access to the internet, and if you do not have access to that account, let's say that you want to get, you work for the government and you made a contract. You're expecting the money to go, into your account, or you're expecting the money to just be paid in cash. However, now, because that money is not going through the account that you have in the bank, but is rather, made by the government, you need to register with the government. You also need to have an account with the government. So you're dealing with them directly. What does that mean? What do you think it means? Let's see. So I am a contractor right now, and the government has all of my information. They also have all of my money. And now they also have everything. Now, if I was to touch that money is being managed by an account that the government is handling. If they wanted to delete that money, they just can do it. They can block my access to that page, or they can just do whatever the hell they want. And by the way, they have done that. Because we have seen a hell of a lot of people that are collecting money and they are dead, or a hell of a lot of money that they are collecting and they are not from here. Or, you want to get your money and you want to get, that account or whatever, and there is no physical place that you can go and say, hey, somebody hacked my account and is getting my money, but it is not me. Because this is a government thing. You can't go to a bank and say, hey, somebody hacked my account, I want my freaking money back. Oh, hell no, you can't. Because this is a government thing. You will have to go to Caracas and you will have to go through, I don't know, let's say, probably around 25 or 60 times that you have to go there. And then somebody will say they missed the paperwork or whatever. So basically, there is no way in hell that they are going to let whoever hacked your account, be accountable or anything. So, yeah, let's say that you're an elderly person and now you're dealing with a freaking hacker. Who do you think is going to win? Okay, so this is my country. And that is China. China is way, 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 way worse. Because their money, the one that they are paying to everyone, because they don't want to print cash anymore. And they don't want people to have cash anymore. It's not just that one. The fact that, you're going to be in a position in which the government doesn't have to print cash, the government doesn't have to go to the banks, the government doesn't have to be accountable for anything. If they wanted to, hire an assassin, for all I know, or whatever, they can, and there will be no trace, and there will be nobody to be accountable for, because how the hell do you prove something like that? It will take years and a nightmare and whatever, and they are not, now they are in a very hard position. People, not the government. And on top of that, let's say that the government is thinking, yeah, we have a problem because, now people have too much money in their hands. So I don't want rich people going around, doing whatever the hell they want. So we are going to put dates. So let's say that you have $1 million and I'm giving you 1 week to spend it. And if you don't spend it, then that money is gone. So what do you think is going to happen? Is it your money? Is it like Japanese? I mean, I haven't seen anyone in Japan in the government saying to the people, yeah, since we gave you the phone and you can do the phone shopping thing, we need you to spend all of it in 10 days because, we have deflation and we have the opposite. We need you to spend it, so we are going to do this as China did. Oh, hell. Hell, the government has been trying to deal with people because Japanese people don't like spending that much and nobody can force them. But if the government in Japan were to install something like that in like the Chinese thing and say, hey, all of your savings will be gone in 48 hours if you don't spend them, all of them, what the hell do you think is going to happen? So, oh hell no. And by the way, now everyone seems to be so happy. Everyone seems to be like, my God, this is so easy and I am so happy because all of my money will be safe. Right. Because, the government has your account. The government has a date on your money. The government has everything and everyone seems to be going along with that. And not only that, but they are happy. What the hell? And I do mean, what the freaking hell? Why would you be happy about having the government controlling your freaking money? You are the one who is supposed to be in charge of your freaking money, not the freaking government. And now we have the other countries, like, other European countries and African countries and other people saying, that is so smart, I'm going to do that. They say for the fact that, I don't know how to do it. So can you come here and do this for my country? So basically now they're thinking that this Chinese currency crypto thing is going to be all over the globe. And it's going to be a global thing. So I have a question. If this is a global thing, and that becomes like a global trend thing, and now everyone is trusting the government to do everything, and you won't be able to do anything, and I don't mean absolutely anything, without the government's permission, what do you think is going to happen? And why would you want to run to do this? Why would you want to run to be worse, way worse than Venezuela? Why? I quite frankly, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because here's the deal. The people that are for this thing are like, yeah, but I like the cell phone and I like the technology. Yeah, then go to the Japanese system. Talk to the Japanese, they're better. Because they don't meddle with your money. They don't meddle with whatever the hell you're doing. They don't tell you that you will have 10 days to spend your freaking money. You can do whatever the hell you want. It's your money. It's in connection with the freaking banks. And that way they won't affect the supply and the excess liquidity of the market. And that way they can control you. Because you could also have cash. You could turn all of your cryptocurrency into cash. But if they make this and then they go cashless, what the hell do you think is going to happen? If you can't buy anything, and trading is the most basic, and I don't mean most basic human communication. Trading. Hell, you can trade without even talking to somebody in the same language. All you have to do is point your hands, kind of like that one, this one, and then you put this, and then you put it on the table, and then you go and trade. You don't need to even talk to the other person. All you have to do is have a basic understanding. It's a universal thing. So, what happens if you can't do trading because there is no cash? I'm going to tell you right now that when they want to punish here a particular area or whatever, they take out the electricity. Now I have a question. Let's say that they put this in an entire city, like I don't know, like the one that they had for the origin of the bat problem thing. You know what I mean. So they say, okay, we need to get rid of this area or whatever, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut off internet and the lights. Let's say 4 days. What the hell do you think is going to happen in that area? If you can't do trading, if you have problems with water, you have problems with electricity, and then they shut up everything else. Do you think it's a game? Do you think that people are going to go, okay, I have 2 weeks worth of water and food and I'm going to be okay, Except that, maybe they will tell you have 2 days to spend this money, and then they will cut up everything, and then on day 4, they will turn it on, and then they are like, oh, I'm sorry, your money? Oh no, you had 2 days to spend it. It's not my fault that you didn't go someplace else to spend it. So you're broke. There are people that have committed suicide over this. There are people that are, that had heart attacks and died because of this. There are people that have panic attacks here every single day because of this. So there are people that are mentally ill, like literally pushed over the edge because they are, people that were working hard for their money. People that had that money for retirement or whatever, and now it's gone. And they have kids and they have other things that they need to take care of. There are people that have killed their kids before they see them starve to death and then they commit suicide. Do you think that happens only in the movies? Oh no, hell no, it's a real thing. So now, if they don't like the politicians in one area or whatever, they will be in total control. And they can shut you out. And at this point, you can't do trading because how the hell are you going to do trading without cash? And how the hell are you going to trade something that you don't have? That you don't own or whatever? And how the hell are you going to trade food with somebody that is already looking for food? Or water? So again, why are we so desperate trying to get to that system? I mean, I think that the reason why is because 99% of people concentrate on goal-oriented activity instead of objective. You need to differentiate the two. The Chinese people and the Japanese people are doing the exact same thing, meaning they're both making the people's life very comfortable. Because all you have to do is access your cell phone and you will have your money. But you have two different ways to look at it. It's the same thing, except that the objective is different. The Japanese government, the objective is we want to be, empower our citizens. But the Chinese government is like, oh hell no, we need to be in control of everything. And now they're going to take control over the world because the United States government is kind of weak in several aspects. This is why I have said 100,000 times over. We have a very, very, very big brother with very, very big elderly kind of energy, which is the US, and they are falling. If they fall, the brother that is the bully one might come forward. We can't let that happen, because if that happens, all of the entire planet will be way, way, way worse than Venezuela. All of it. Now, how do you stop it? Well, 3 things. 1, you, an individual person, heal your relationship with money. Because if you already feel and you already think that you are a slave of money, you already feel that you're trapped by the system. Even though the system is free, because, it is free. Up to a certain point, right now, up until last week that Chinese government decided to do this, if someone wanted to print money, they needed to go through a series of procedures and stuff, because there were people that were in the government that actually cared about protecting everyone, from inflation, hyperinflation, whatever. And they had to go through budgets and stuff. But now they don't. Now their hands are tied. So, first of all, fix your relationship with money. Because if you do fix your relationship with money and things like that, then you are going to have cash, and you are going to prefer, having cash, having the bank, and having choices and having options. And this is going to be very important, because if you feel trapped by the system, then you won't care if the government is the one that is in control of the money. However, if you are looking at the system, then the government won't be able to trick you. Hell no. So, rules. Fix your money. Meaning, fix your relationship with money. Because remember, we are emotion. We are energy in motion. Our relationship with money is emotional. It's not just logical. And remember, money has 2 sides, because everything in this planet, entire planet has two sides. It has a shadow and it has a light. You need to focus on the freaking light, which means that you need to focus on the emotional part, and then you do this by logic. And the logic will tell you, right there, it will tell you, oh hell no. And then you will reject this currency. You will actually get out of that system and you will rather go to the bank and have cash. Now, let's say that 80% of the people say, crypto, yeah, I'm trading that for cash. Let's say that. What do you think is going to happen to the crypto if nobody wants to use it? Yeah, except for the fact that everyone is willing to use it because they already feel a slave of the freaking money. So if we do not fix that, then now we are going to have another master, which is not money. It's going to be the freaking thing or whatever it is that is controlling the money entirely. What do you think is going to happen? So fix that. Fix your freaking relationship with money, and that way there will always be an alternative. Number 2, obviously, what you want is to take cash and support the freaking banks. You're like, yeah, but I hate it or whatever. I don't trust it. Yeah, I would like to know, like I said, what do you trust more? Do you trust cash more than you trust, let's say, a problem with electricity and Wi-Fi? Which one do you think is going to be more stable and is going to be there no matter what, and is going to, take the toll on time and nature? Because let's say that you don't think somebody will be that evil and nobody will take off these systems or whatever, because what the hell, why will they do that, right? That doesn't make sense to you. Yeah, except for the fact that, let's say that there is a freaking storm and that storm took out the cell phone towers and took out electricity in an entire area, because that happens. And that one is a nature thing. It is not, nobody did it. It's just done by accident. Do you think that if that happens by accident, and it needs 2 or 3 days to be repaired, do you think that, what do you want to do during those 2 or 3 days? Do you want to stop eating and stop having water and stop doing whatever the hell it is that you were doing because you don't have cash? Or you will trust that, by day 3, things are going to be exactly as they were in day 1 or in day 0? Do you honest to God believe that you can survive 3 days? 3 freaking days for an entire area. Not your community, an entire area. Like the whole state of California or the whole state of I don't know, New York or whatever. 3 freaking days. Because I can tell you right now that we had a power outage, and my country is very small in size. Okay? It's not like Japan in the size, because, Japanese is small. But, oh hell, is small compared to the US or compared to China. You can look it up in the map if you don't believe me. And we had a national power outage, and that thing destroyed, oh my freaking God. By day 3, people were looking water in the sewers. So do you want to do that, or do you want to take cash? Do you want to risk it? Then you need to support the freaking banks, and you need to support the cash system. You need to demand it. I'm sorry, but between trusting the banks with your money that you can take because legally they are founded by laws, yeah, or do you want to take a freaking password that somebody can take and steal everything from you, and then you have no one to complain? Which one do you prefer? Because in the Japanese government or, in the Japanese system, if you have problems that somebody stole your cell phone or somebody is using something, you can go to the bank and say, hey, somebody stole my cell phone and they are using my cell phone to buy all these things. And, there will be an investigation and there will be people that will be held accountable and things. And oh, hell, you are going to get your money, even if it takes you a little bit, and you're going to get a support system. But in the other countries, with bureaucracy, do you think we are Japanese? We are not freaking Japanese. None of us. Not one single other country in the entire planet it has been like Japan. And I think that the reason why they are like that is because they went through a freaking fucking war thing. They had nukes in their freaking country. They know what the hell is going through a freaking hell that is way deeper and worse than whatever the hell we are going here in Venezuela. Oh, hell no. They had to go through radiation. They had to go through lack of food, lack of water, lack of everything. And my case is sometimes we don't have it. Sometimes we can get it. And we still have a little bit of cash system. In Japan, they didn't have that at that time. So, hey, no. They know what the hell is at stake. They know. And even though they went through a freaking hell, they found heaven. And you know why they found heaven? Because they call it the Museum of Peace. They don't call it the Museum of War. They know that whatever happened, it was a mistake and it was nobody's, it was nobody wanted that. They know in their hearts that no one in the entire planet wanted that. They know people are just people, and now they want to, the government has a bigger responsibility because they don't want that to ever happen again. Because they know what it is like. Chinese people, they don't know. Venezuelan people, we didn't know. All the Latin countries that are trying to go through communism, they don't know. And if the US is thinking, yeah, we are losing the battle, we need more cryptocurrencies or whatever, yeah, like I have said before, you want more crypto, but crypto depends upon the system. The crypto depends upon the electricity. Crypto depends upon Wi-Fi. And if the crypto is the Chinese one that has a time-sensitive thing, and you can't access that without that time limit, basically you will be broke entirely. And you're thinking that's not going to happen. Okay, fine, that's not going to happen according to you. Fine. Then I have a question. Then what if that doesn't happen, then why are Venezuelans leaving my country? Why don't we stay here and be happy? And why Chinese people don't go, if this system is so freaking good, then why don't you talk to someone who is in China? Why don't you talk to someone in China and ask them, hey, do you love, everything about your system and your currency and everything? Can you speak freely like you do here in the United States? Or whatever. Hell, talk to other YouTuber channels. They are being censored everywhere. Do you think that that's going to just be like a trend or because they are mean? Yeah, until it happens to you. Until they take away everything that you have, because now that belongs to them. Your money will not belong to you, it will belong to them. So like I said, stop it. Protect the freaking banks and protect the freaking cash system. And choose that. Choose that. I mean, you can have both. For all I know, you can have both. Okay? What's wrong with having both? You can have all the comfort of you having the crypto thing, like Japanese people do, Yeah, I have only half of my money in here and half of my money, in cash. I will be okay. But you have to know that if there are two systems, one of them is going to prevail over the other one. And if, for whatever reason, the crypto is bigger or more powerful, it's going to swallow the other one. So, stop it. You need to stop it. Because that's what we are going to leave to our kids. if you already feel trapped and you already feel very bad about money, that's what you're going to leave to your kids. And our kids are going to fight that battle. And I do not need to tell you that this kind of battle, yeah, it involves a hell of a lot of things, including but not limited to, a hell of a lot of things. And if you know what I mean, I don't want to talk about all these things because now we are entering the territory called politics. And I do not need to tell you that that territory is dark. It's dark by nature. Because the tools that politicians have to use, they are mostly dark tools. And they contain your emotion. They contain your energy. They contain you. And if you think that your life is chaotic right now within the system because you're broke or you're having problems like me because you don't have anything or you're broke or whatever, yeah, but we are kind of free within the system. Kind of. Now try to imagine you being a doctor or a nurse or a paramedic in this system. If you are like that and you try to leave the country for whatever reason, or you try to take your money out or whatever, then you are going to be in jail inside the hell. Here is why. Because if something happens, like what is happening right now, the government cannot afford you leaving. So they will restrain your money even more. They will restrain documentation even more. They will restrain everything even more. Because you are a special kind of prisoner. What do you think this is going to do with that system, with the health system, in terms of money? What do you think? If the government had total control over people and they can't force them to stay and they can't force them to do a hell of a lot of things, but you are a doctor among them or you are a nurse among them, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that in Cuba, if you are a doctor, you can leave? Do you think that in Cuba, if you are a valued person, do you think that you can do whatever the hell you want? If you are anything of value, anything, you will be treated like a piece of value. That means that you will be basically untouchable. Meaning, at this point, yeah, you are not leaving your house, probably. For all I know, you're not leaving the hospital or whatever place you are supposed to be working in. Because they need you. And you have no choice. So these are things that and I can tell you right now, this is just from my side of the world. Chinese people are probably having it worse. Way worse. Because they can't have access to certain web pages if they can have access to certain things. And by the way, if you're thinking that neighbors telling on you or ratting you out with other people or government organizations is bad right now, yeah, try the Chinese. You can't talk to anyone because your neighbors are so scared and so frightened and they have, so many rewards for other people telling on you. So if you don't do everything as they need you to say it, then basically you will have the entire community against you. And if you're thinking that at this point there will be gangs or whatever, yeah, they will be, but they will be entirely different than the ones that I have been describing. Because I can tell you right now that even within these things, money plays a very big role. So gangs are going to be, treated differently because they know that they don't want the government taking their freaking money. So, oh hell no, they are not going to go for it. And they are going to create their own little world with their cash and their things and their rules. So now you will have two choices. You go legal with the crypto, you become a slave for the government, or you go with the gangs, illegal, and a hell of a lot of things, but at least they will have cash. And yeah, I would like to know what the hell. At this point, I can tell you that somewhere along the line, there will be a kid that says, "Oh hell no, I'm not a freaking fucking slave. So I'm fighting this system." And I can tell you right now that you will have a hell of a lot of violence and a hell of a lot of, terrorist attacks or whatever the hell, this kid thinks is appropriate because they don't want this system. They want to be, free. And the only person that can give them freedom is the elderly kind of energy. I'm not talking about the US, I'm talking about the elderly kind of energy that the US happens to tap into. Other countries have that kind of energy also. Japan has that kind of energy. And there are a hell of a lot of other countries that have that kind of energy. Because they are elderly. Meaning, they don't care. Elderly energy just want to retire and be themselves. They don't give a crap about all the other things. Because they are too tired. They are concentrated on growing themselves. They are concentrated in retirement. They are not concentrated on messing around. What the hell? They already know that, I don't know if you have think about retirement, but I can tell you right now that if you don't think about retirement, you having to come home and having to deal with your kids and having to be a parent and having to do everything. Oh hell no. All you're thinking is, hey, I want to go golfing all day without nobody telling me what the hell. So, oh hell no. They are trying to let people go. They are not trying to be in control of people because they know that this is a waste of their time and their money and their energy or whatever. But, oh hell, young people or young energy? Oh hell no. Young people in your energy are like, yeah, we are shaping the world, whatever the hell we want. We want to be in control. Yeah. We all go through those rebellious kind of phases in terms of energy. And in terms of growing, and in terms of a hell of a lot of things. So some countries are not going to deal with that. Just, they are too tired, too busy. They have to focus on other things, other problems that they consider real. My country? Yeah, not happening. So, no. What you want is freedom. With your freaking money. And if you want freedom with your freaking money, then fix your relationship with money. And realize that if you make these a reality, then the way out will be through violence. And you are not going to be able to do it. 40 years old, 30 years old, yeah, we're not doing it. We are too tired, we are too in our own heads. And at this point, young people are the ones that are going to have to deal with this. And I do not need to tell you that, you probably don't want your grandkids handling this, right? So, if you know that you're a balloon that is growing, and you know that somebody's trying to lock you, through choices, you either change whatever the hell is inside of you so that you can fly way higher so that nobody can ground you. Or you explode and you let everyone know that you're not a balloon, you're more. Or you blow yourself up into something that is way bigger to be contained. That's how you do it. But you do not let yourself sit still and say, oh, that box looks so cool, and I'm going to be comfortable, and I'm going to be here forever. Yeah. Because you will be trapped. So stop it. choose whatever way you think is necessary according to your own logic. And just remember that money is a tool for you. You are not the tool for money. Oh, hell no. And remember, money is way bigger than us. So if we all touch it and we all push it, oh, hell, money will do whatever the hell we want it to do. We can destroy the world. We can make the world a better place, or we can leave the world in such a mess that our kids and our grandkids are going to have to mess it up more or destroy it or whatever the hell they think is best. And I do not need to tell you that kids are kids, They are animals without training, so, oh hell. So, I just hope this information is helpful. And I hope this got through you so that you can see through whatever the hell is going on. And I hope that you choose, elderly energy over, whatever the hell drama the rest of the world that goes through this crypto thing is going to go through. And I hope that we have learned a lesson. It's a hope, because not yet a certainty, but maybe you can do it certainty later. So thank you for doing that.